Okay, let's close this one, this one, and there we go. Okay, so welcome to this September seminar. We're doing these webinars now, like uh, every 2 months, and just to uh, give us time to have things in place to talk to you about, and also not to overflow with the webinars. So this time we have a series of things that we haven't either uh, launched or we're about to launch immediately in the next week or so, in the next 10 days. And then, as you know, there's a longer schedule of things that are we're working on. Sometimes are larger stuff, so it takes us a little bit longer to deploy. But now we're gonna take a look at the ones that we just recently launched and are about to immediately launch. So on one end, a couple of things that we have recently launched is one is an integration, an interface with the Comco MicroMachines, in the same way that we did in the past with the AHI MicroMachines. This is another company that has very good MicroMachines, and we have been working for a while on this integration so that customers that have Comco MicroMachines or thinking about having Comco MicroMachines can work with Cuddler and vice versa. On the other hand, we've recently launched the what we call the ingredient transformations and premixes slash micro rations, which is an element that was necessary for the Comco integration. Because one of the things with this particular micro machine is that you will be able to handle all the inventory of the micro ingredients with Cutler, and also, of course, from a commercial perspective, negotiating prices with different distributors. So this is the Comco micro machine. We are putting the first two integrations in northern Canada or central northern Canada in Alberta, close to north of Edmonton. There's a couple of yards where we are already starting up, and hopefully we'll have more cases to work with. Then I would like to show you about the ingredient transformation, and in order to do that, I'm gonna go to our web so we can show it. So I'm here at a demo account, and I'm going to show you a little bit the context of this specific feature or set of features. This is two features in one. Is many feed yards from time to time they have to mix ingredients that they already have. Some fiber and energy in different proportions, or they are dropping micro rations or premixes using micro ingredients, regardless of whether they're using a micro machine or not. Like sometimes you can just do it, I don't know, just buy liquid feed or throw powder ingredients straight into the wagons. But also there's people that are using micro machines, and we see, of course, micro machines being used more and more. But in order to do so, um, there's a part of this which is the ability to do these mixtures even if you don't have a machine that is connected. Like, let's forget about the micro machines, but sometimes you have small manufacturing facility on site and you want to mix these things, or you don't have that and you mix it in some way with some equipment that is not necessarily connected to Cutler. but still you're doing that mixture. So in in order to operationally uh, register that transformation and also uh, take into account on the inventory side that you have use a part of these two ingredients or three ingredients and have create sort of created this other ingredient which now has more inventory. So that's why we prepared this feature. It is concentrated in this button that is called transform, and what it basically does is allows you to uh, have a final product out of original ingredients. So if I tap here into choose inputs and I want to transform, I don't know, let's say corn silage. So I'm going to take out of my inventory corn silage. I'm going to take some ground hay, and I could also add, I don't know, some old age. I'm just doing randomly. I will create a new product which could be any proportion I want. Let's say 23.5.4 tons of corn silage. Each ingredient takes the measure unit of that they have picked, that they have chose to work with. So in this case, we're talking about, I don't know, 45,000. Sorry, 45,000. Yeah, and 600 and 630 pounds in this case. I'm just making up numbers. And then how about 10,000 pounds? Let's round the number of oilage. So I'm going to create either pick an ingredient because I might have done this in the past already with the same ingredients. So I already have a like a product that responds to these three types of ingredients. I don't know, let's call corn premix Sierra or I don't know, premix 3. And I'm going to create, let's say, well, I have now the predefined how much I'm producing, and I also can establish a shrink, let's say on 2.5%, because I know that in the process I lose part of that. So what I'm going to do now is transform it, and voila, we have created 47 tons of this premix, and the system has taken away of the inventory each each part of the three ingredients that we used for that. So if we go back to supplies, you will see it. Um, I forgot what was the premix 3 that we have added on top of whatever, like what was already here. We have added some more. We can see the movement in here, like premix operation right here, and that's it. So that's one case. Another situation could be so that when I'm transforming, I'm already working with premixes. So because I have a recipe that I always follow, it could be uh, anything. Like perhaps I have all this already stored, so I could try to go to premix 2. In this case, I have amino plus, BMC, beef fat, alfalfa silage, and I go from there, and I know what are the quantities. Based on this, I might I'm allowed, if I want, to preset an output ingredient, like so that it's always uh premix, but if I want, I can change it and put another, just call it in some other way, premix 3, or just take the same, or just take another one. So it's pretty free. um I can do whatever I want here. So that's part of this. And the place where these things come from, they come from this feeding section where I can go into ration management, and on top of my rations, I can you see this tab that is called premixes and micro rations. So the reason why we do this all together is because at the end of the day, it's the same concept of mixing ingredients. Sometimes these are macro ingredients and micro ingredients. Sometimes it's just micro ingredients, and sometimes it's just macro ingredients. So typically, a premix will be a mix of macro ingredients, and a micro ration would be a mixture of micro ingredients. I have some here, and I can either just take one of these and check what is in here, or I can create a new one. So I can also flag this as in this case as a Comco micro ration if I wanted, and that, like, for the purpose of the integration with the Comco micro machines, it will appear when I have to connect with that machine. Or I can just edit this and add some more stuff. Or I can just create a new one on the spot, a new ingredient on the spot. There we go. Then I can use it on a transformation, or I can use it when I'm connected to the micro machine. So in a nutshell, that's what this is. It's like, for us, it's a uh, important thing because many people are doing and prepare their rations or their premixes on site. More and more feeders are using micro machines, and with this addition of Comco, um, we are using two out of the three largest micro machine companies. We are connected to them, so that's hopefully we can help more, uh, support more people, more producers to work with micro machines with and Cattler. So I'm gonna come back to the presentation, and I want to tell you a little bit about what's coming, immediately after. Immediately, I would say in the following next 10 days, more or less. It depends a little bit more on updates of the App Store and permission of things of that nature. So these are features that we're focused on having in September. But depending on the App Store and the Play Store, sometimes I don't know, you take 3, 4, 5, 7 days more. One of these two things is something that we have been requested a lot, um, which is basically uh, the ability to see when you are in the yard sheet, like pen view, or in the bank score, which is also a pen view, um, not lose the information on what's been fed to this lot, regardless of whether this lot has been in this pen or not. Like, so far, we have taken a very strict definition of what you can see in terms of the feed charts on a pen. It was just anything that is on this pen and nothing else. And we've noticed that, like, people care more about the lots, or a certain range of feeders. They care more about the lots, and they might be switching cattle in between pens, but they still, if you're in pen 9, this lot comes from pen 8, you want to see the feed story of the lot, even on for the last 15 days, even if it was not on this pen. So that's the point. In retrospective, it sounds a little bit crazy that we didn't have it, but there's people that work in many different ways, and so now we will have that possibility to choose. Um, you will be able to choose how you wanna, what is that you want to see on the chart on that perspective. The other important thing, and this is another um, claim that we have, like requirement that we have been receiving recently. It's about the closeouts. There's a number of people that want to have more information on the closeouts, um, about especially when they're custom feeders and they want to hand over information to their to the owners of the cattle, but also on a general basis, you want to see more of what all the information that you have about this particular lot. So what we have done is uh, improve the closeout report, uh, both from a design perspective, so that it looks a little bit more professional, but also on the amount of pieces of data and metrics that you can see. Everything from pay weight different from off track weight. The shrink, which was not there, you could also always estimate, obviously, or the shrunk price, the shrunk average purchase price of the lot, all the way to more information on what has happened to different sets of animals within this lot, like the pullouts, the rail cattle, the rail animals, um, and finally information on the closing, the information that you see always on the sales form, but you would not see on the closeout report. So we've tried to do the best of um different systems that we have seen, that how they work, and the things that people have been asking us for, trying to do like an average of that in order to give a much more without overwhelming the the viewer of the document. So in the feeding on the metrics and performance metrics uh, section here, you see that we will have more information as well. The feeder total cost, this is the feed total cost. There's a version thing here. The FCR, both in dry matter and as fed, the uh, cost of gain and feed cost of gain, the cost per head per day. So all things that we noticed that they were valuable for many people. If you go down, you can see that we have more. Sorry, that we have more uh, rows for freight costs and commissions and sales taxes even. And there's a final column where you have the deads out. So it's the same per hundredweight um, information, but without the effect of the dead animals. And then we added a second page, which gives you a little bit more information on the cattle movements within this lot and information on the shipment by shipment. And but where does that information come from? Because that doesn't appear magically here. So what we had to do also is to transform a little bit the sales form so that you can first have a better user experience in terms of the friendliness of how you look at this data, um, the ability to download a CSV out of this cattle sale, because not always the pieces of lots that you close out coincide with the trucks that are shipped. So just having a list of that, um, defining the customer that was already there, and then showing more details on the economic and some of the metrics of yield or the sale itself. A little bit more clarity as well. So that navigates on into the new closeout. Last but not least, we added like an advanced options that you can see at the bottom, where you can add information on the quality grading, yield grading, sanitary issues, if there were condemned animals, if there was a program in which these animals fit into, and also the ability to, if the packer gives you that information or you get a hold of that information in some way, you can upload it as well, so that you can connect into the your lot all the feedback that comes from the packer. So not always you will have that, but I think that more and more uh, um, the industry is moving toward this integration of information, and we want to be. So we have just created this space in the context of our app to bridge all that information. The upload CSV is useful for you to be able to upload information on an animal per animal basis. So there's different ways in which you can use this form. So perhaps you don't even add anything to this. Perhaps you add some information to this, like general information on how many head in this or that type of program or score, or all the way to animal by animal. Last but not least, in order to fulfill the closeout form, we are adding a new field in the Catalin form where you can differentiate between the in weight, which would be the off track weight, and the pay weight, so that you can also take into account the shrink, and then compares apples to apples, uh, the in weight of your incoming lot and the off track weight of your outgoing lot versus the pay weight of the incoming lot and the pay weight of the outgoing lot. Uh, so I think that's about it for this time. That this is coming like immediately in the following days. We're just waiting for some details. And you know already that we are on a intense work with regards uh, to the launch of our animal health. We call it 2.0. So we are doing all that in parallel, and we have set ourselves as a last date or period, October, to launch that. Like the truth is that it is a bit of a monster, and also all this stuff that I just showed you got in the way, as long as, I don't know, when we have bugs and we need to fix them, or we need to optimize things that get sloppy. So um October is really the month for most of the animal health package. So I don't know, we are very, very anxious about that, and we want to have it on the road as well. I don't know if you guys want to make any questions or comments regarding anything that I just talk about, or any other thing. I think this, regardless of the specific thing that I just shown, it is always a good opportunity to I don't know, make questions and straight and talk directly with us. Anything goes.
So on the new closeout form, we will be able to see the cost per head per day.
Yes, the cost per
Okay.
head per day. You will be able to see that. That's in the second module. Yes, I think I cannot think now of anything that is not there now. When we have, I don't know, when we check and think about all the things that we have been requested. Uh, yes, that's definitely in there.
Perfect.
Thank you for the question. If for all the people that you know that was not able to make it, and might want to see the webinar, we will be posting it in YouTube. Um, later today, tomorrow, and if anything else, thank you very much.